Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Euros Watch Day 19 with myself, Regan Walsh, and as ever, my co-presenter, Brad. So we've had the semi-final yesterday.
Yes.
How are you feeling after it?
Can you remind me what happened first? Because I just need to wrap my brain around it a bit.
Well, England played Denmark at Wembley in front of 64,000.
That's nice. Did something else happen about that?
No.
How did it end? Because I'm trying to remember. Just rough night. Just what I'm trying to remember it all.
Well, England won.
Sorry, do you repeat that?
England won.
England won, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
He did say England are in a fucking major final.
For the first time since 2009.
First men's final. That's how I say it. The first major men's final
Thank you
since
very much.
1966. There is no getting past that. This is a day we're allowed to celebrate.
Jesus Christ.
Look, we're allowed to celebrate in our own way because it's a
Team-pot community.
Sorry, you're not telling me put Manchester United in this situation. You've done nothing since 1968. Yeah, you don't want anything since the Busby days. There's been no Ferguson, and now you finally get there. You're in the same mood as where every single person in this country is right now.
Nope.
But I don't refuse to believe that one. Don't care. I'm gonna have to pull double the enthusiasm tonight. Clearly.
Tonight?
Oh, listen,
It's
rough
10 o'clock in the morning.
It's a long fucking night.
It's 10 o'clock in the bloody morning. Talking about night time. Jesus
It was a
Christ.
very long night.
If you say so. Opening 20 minutes back and forth between two sides. England had a few chances, but Kasper Schmeichel seemed to be on an absolute world-class performance for the Danes in goal.
I can't believe that's the first place you go to in the list. You have the start and the voice. England were fantastic.
No. We're going in order.
We were watching different games then. We were good in spite of how great Denmark still looked. Oh, you think Denmark played crap as well? Okay. So.
No, but compared to the Italy-Spain game, this wasn't a good game.
This wasn't. See, you judge things on the levels of quality. This was clearly two tactical teams. Like, tough to break a Denmark team down. We'll sing their praises at this point because they absolutely deserve it. But we went behind and we did enough to come back. And you have to praise that.
Maybe not. Mikkel's Damsgaard.
You're just not a very good football analyst then if you can't praise that in any sort of way.
We'll get on to that. Mikkel Damsgaard opened the scoring after half an hour after a wonderful free kick. Though Pickford's positioning on that, very questionable. And he seemed flat-footed when the ball was initially struck by Damsgaard. And if you're a flat-footed keeper, you're never going to get to that ball. It's a simple rule of football. If you're a keeper, don't stand on your feet. Always be on your toes. However,
I forgot you were a goalkeeper. Like, people could go in for his flat footing or his positioning for that. It was a very good free kick.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking anything away from Damsgaard.
It's one of the goals of the tournament.
Great free kick, but I'm just saying, from an England point of view, Pickford should be doing better there. Well, I'm not discrediting Damsgaard in any way because that is an absolute phenomenal free kick.
The second it goes in, my mind just drifts to the place every England fan goes, oh, here we go again.
The lead only lasted 9 minutes though after Simon Kjær put the ball in his own net. Great build-up play from England on the wing, and then there's not much Simon Kjær could really do in that situation.
The whole thing will seem weird. It was an amazing through ball from Harry Kane first to Saka. And then Saka did the thing that clearly he just had to do. Everyone was screaming at him past the Sterling.
Yeah.
And yes, I don't know what happened. I don't know if Sterling saw it behind him, which meant Kjær had to dive in or something. But yeah. It's unfortunate for him, of all people, as well.
Yeah. It was really good build-up play, like you say, and yeah, I think it was a bit unfortunate for Kjær. It did seem to be like they tried to pay a bit of a high line Denmark for that piece of play, but then think it might have been Yannick Vestergaard, the other centre half, wasn't in line with the rest of the central defence, because I think if he was, then there would have been offside. But Saka was obviously clearly on, and England get the goal that they needed to just before half time. And that was the 11th own goal of this tournament.
Yeah.
That's more than half has ever been in the other tournaments combined.
More own goals than penalties scored.
In regulation time, you mean, not like
Obviously, I meant in regulation time. That's obviously what I meant. Although then again, for the way Spain Switzerland was.
Well, yeah. But I can't believe there's been so many own goals.
Yeah, that's
like,
just...
it's baffling.
I mean, can't really explain that. It's a weird coincidence.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. Getting into just the last 5 minutes or so, England seemed to step up a bit more in the second half. Not the second half, the end of the first half, and then went in level. Then second half, you got to say England started the better out of the two teams.
Well, second half, we were way the better team. We were the better team throughout the whole game.
No,
personally, I know, but that's how I saw it. Like second half, it was all us. Denmark seemed happy to take the extra time at a certain point.
There was a good chance for Kasper Dolberg early on in the second half when Joachim Mola plays in a great ball to him, but Pickford makes a good stop.
There's offside as well.
Yeah.
Then Wonder came.
Oh yeah, I'm not disputing that. Maguire minutes later had a good chance, but again, Kasper Schmeichel making an excellent save to deny England, and literally on the counter attack of that, Dolberg has a chance, but Pickford makes an easy save. So it was a crazy opening 10-15 minutes, because even then after that Braithwaite shot, England have another chance and it goes over. Højbjerg does the defending, and there
was. I don't know if there was any clear chances. That second was obviously the Maguire header. Kasper Schmeichel was just unreal this whole game. I don't know what it is with him at Wembley. He just turns into an absolute world class goalie.
Yeah,
he's a very good goalkeeper, and I guess I would put him in the world class because he can be at that level.
Yeah, and he just turns into prime Peter Schmeichel at Wembley. But then after like the first 15-20 minutes, it just seemed to slow down. Not a lot happened. It did seem to be like a good 15-minute spell where nothing really happened in the game, and then final 10 minutes, both teams again trying to get that last goal to save it from going to extra time, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and we headed to extra time. What were your thoughts then heading to extra time? Was you confident that England would get the win, or did you still have some possible doubts that Denmark could surprise everyone?
I did have hope. I just thought the way that second half went, Denmark are just going to defend this out. That they are knackered. If we're going to go at them now, we've got so many subs to bring on. The quality and depth that we've got should have enough to get through them.
Yeah.
Like bringing Foden and Henderson on clearly was the extra spark. But Henderson, every time he's come on, has been that little bit different in the midfield, and it's allowed us to push on a bit more.
Yeah, he certainly came into the squad when needed to and done a resolute job. Again, a little bit surprising that Southgate only made the one sub in the regulation, bringing on Grealish for Saka.
I wasn't so surprised. He's thought, we'll probably go in extra time here. Let's have as many subs as possible. See if they tire even more, and then just go with
them. Extra time begins quite close. First couple of minutes, not a lot happens. And then England get a penalty on the 102nd minute. Now,
fire away, because get it out. Go on.
2 balls on the pitch. Why wasn't the play stopped? Sterling dives, and why didn't the referee consult VAR and go over to the screen? And even more, when the penalty's then about to be taken by Kane, Kasper Schmeichel's having a laser pointed at his eyes.
See, I'll start on the laser first, because I watched it so many times. I was endlessly watching highlights. He doesn't ever seem distracted by the laser. which I know is not much of a reason, but he's always still directly on Kane the whole time.
Hmm.
It's not right. It's absolutely wrong. And how you get a laser in when they should be strip searching, you know, whatever they do at Wembley.
Mm.
But the penalty, I would be pissed if I was a Denmark fan.
I mean, you just got to think, like, I know you're going to be all England, and I'll allow you to be it. But if you think if that was in the opposite direction, a penalty to Denmark, I
I
think,
did say, I think that will get overturned.
yeah, I was like,
Do you know what it was? You know the Kane one in the first half?
yeah,
That was more of a pen.
yeah, I think
That's
that was
what got me. But it's like you go okay, but probably should have had one in the first half.
yeah.
And the two balls, yeah, the ref's blind.
I don't know how play was allowed to
He's
continue.
literally ran past it. He ran past the ball. I did see it at first. I was thinking, what is that? That looks. It's not football, is it? It didn't look like a football at first. I was thinking that's like a bit of rubbish that's just on the pitch. Apparently, it's a football.
Yeah.
What I think is they were all complaining. No Denmark player complained about it.
Well, maybe they did see themselves at the time, but
Sterling ran past it.
it's crazy to think that was still giving us a penalty though. Like, there's no contact at all. Like, he's made the most of it. I think Raheem Sterling.
Look, it's the way Sterling is. Is any England fan going to moan about it? Of course not.
No, but it's even what you call it? It's like when Harry Kane does it in the league. You know, when the ball's played over the top towards him, and like you see him do that back into the player.
I've seen enough of them against Villa this past season. It's just.
Like,
yeah, the softest shit. But you see, the guy does like swipe his leg. Like, is he not gonna like not try and go down? It's in that position. I'm just gonna try and avoid getting my leg swept.
I think though he could have stayed up and then still put in a good ball towards the
There was
back
like
post.
5 of them in front of him.
I still think he could have done something rather than gone down and tried to win the penalty.
Sterling's approach, as great as he's been in this tour, his approach run as close to the goal as you can, and then try and find someone when it's too late.
Yeah. Kane stepped up, had these initial penalties saved by.
Do you know what I was saying the whole time? Sorry, Kane. I've never seen the guy miss. Oh, what does he go and do?
Yeah, as it saved by Schmeichel, but
It's
unfortunately,
funny that the second he's missed, I've fell to my knees. Just like, no, I missed the ball going in the net. So when he's got in, I just haven't reacted. I've just gone, wait, what? Oh my god.
And then unfortunately for Schmeichel, he wasn't able to hold on to it, and it came back out to the feet of Kane for an easy tap in to give England the lead. And then, but that was it for the rest of the game because nothing happened in that second half of extra time at all.
Well, how do you ignore the champagne football in those last 5 minutes? Who says we don't play in stadium football? Look at that. The last 5 minutes of extra time was liquid.
Said nobody ever.
It was like Barcelona in 2011.
So that sets up a final between England and Italy to take place on Sunday at 8:00.
No, actually, I'll save it for the next bit. I'll go because do we issue the apologies to Gareth Southgate yet?
Nope.
Well, listen, where were we at this point a month ago? We were saying quarterfinals would be nice, wouldn't it? That's the minimum I would take for this tournament. We're in the final. It's an overachievement in the eyes of almost every England fan.
And you're expecting me to...
You were saying the exact same things, like they should be aiming for the quarterfinals at least.
Yeah.
They've
got further. Good for them.
Yeah, like we can't put it. It's not our fault that the running has been pretty nice.
Piece of piss.
Maybe the other team should have won.
Apart from I mean, realistically, Germany had a few chances in the round of 16 game, weren't clinical enough. Ukraine game, they just swept them aside and look in the semi-final.
Denmark were fantastic. They've been a credit this all. Look at everything they've been through from that first game, losing their best player, you could always say, into circumstances that just don't happen.
Yeah,
the way they've bounced back from that is just has to be commended.
Yeah, and they've been definitely everyone's team of the tournament.
Yeah, like if they'd have beaten us, I'd have fully rooted them against Nearly.
Right.
There's a lot of those players that will be looked at now in the summer. I feel like Damsgaard, surely someone goes for him.
Yeah, well, it was being reported that Sassuolo or Sampdoria, I can't think
It's
where he's
Sampdoria.
at. Sampdoria, that was it. They wouldn't sell him for anything less than 40 to 50 million.
He ain't worth that.
Euros.
He's not worth that much, but he's worth that to them, obviously. But
Yeah.
that would be a risk to pay that much for it. I feel like there's other like Højbjerg's a bit of a revelation the role that he was playing.
Yeah, you'll see that under Nuno this season at Tottenham.
But it's not Nuno's way, he's more defensive. But Dolberg as well, potentially. Poulsen. Who knows? There's so much I get in from Leipzig.
Yeah.
I think Yannick Vestergaard's going to be one that people will look at as well.
Yeah, I mean, there was talk, I think, on Monday
Like the sort of
and Tuesday that Spurs.
Yeah, I don't know why Spurs keep sticking their head, but I feel like someone like a Liverpool should look at him.
Could work in that team.
Would you want him at Man United? Say, there's no chance of Man United going for him, but would you have him at Man United?
Oh.
Him and Maguire in the.
I think he'd be. I don't know whether he'd work in that 11 with Maguire, but I think he could be like a good rotational option. Say with him and Lindelof I think him and Lindelof would work better than him and Maguire.
Yeah, but I was just fantasizing on that one. But it does seem more suited something with the three at the back.
Yeah.
If they wanted to
go that direction.
Which you think they would if that's what Nuno he did it at Wolves. So.
Yeah. And most managers don't tend to change the way they set up. Right, only bit of transfer news.
We've just not even scraped with England, have we?
Yeah, we've talked about it enough. We've been talking about the game for about 20 minutes now.
20 minutes? We barely... It was the game. Oh, and the aftermath, man. Just a mad night. Barely slept. And just Sunday's going to be a madness.
If you say so.
But for you, we don't just saw your supporting, you deluded fuck.
Nope, I'm neutral.
Neutral? You've been crazy in Italia.
Yeah, Italy have been the team of the tournament.
You've got your spag bowl ready. Just say it.
No, I'm watching the game as a neutral. Only bit of transfer news that has been confirmed.
The only thing you've missed is the Italy flag in your Twitter bio.
Won't be there. PSG have confirmed the signing of Sergio Ramos on a 2-year deal. After 16 years at Real Madrid, he has decided on new ventures and pastures new. Felipe Anderson looks set to rejoin Lazio from West Ham United on a permanent deal. There's also talk that Arsenal is trying to step up their interest in signing Ben White from Brighton and Hove Albion, though there's nothing more on that, and they are closing in on signing Nuno Tavares and Lokonga as well. So looks like it's going to be a busy few days possibly at Arsenal. And apart from that, I think that's all the transfer news. Like we said yesterday, it will probably pick up over the next week or so once this tournament is finally over and we start looking towards pre-season and the new season as well. Right. Any other football news from around the world, or is that a lot?
It's the lot from me, apparently, seeing as I'm not allowed to wax more lyrical in England.
Right. Until our final preview, which will be out later on this week, it's goodbye from
Saturday.
us.
That's what I was like. It's Saturday will be our preview.
Okay.
Fair preview, no bias. I will come at this with both angles. How can I not?
Okay. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at OffTCPod for all the latest.
It's the point. Am I supposed to be non-biased with this? How do I not be non-biased?
You can approach it any way you want to, and I will approach it as I always do.
One way is more right than the other. That's all I'll say.
My way. My way is always the right way.
You deserve hate. You deserve it.
If you say so. Right, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a post, and follow us on Twitter at OffTCPod for all the latest transfer news over the next few days, and to be aware when our final preview comes up. And just looking back now, we've gone 2 for 2 on our predictions. So the last 2 rounds, we've got every game spot on.
It's a sign, isn't it?
Maybe it is a turn in the tail, or turn in the tide, should I say, for yourself and your predictions. But obviously, I won't ask you for your final ones now. I will wait until later on this week for. And until then, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
See ya. If you want to direct all hate, direct to at Regan_Welsh, not at OffTCPod. Thank you.